So looking at this current Bitcoin price action, we can see, guys, the price of Bitcoin right now is flashing us a very interesting scenario. A scenario which is pointing us where the price in the medium short term and even for the coming days might be possibly heading. If that is what you wanted to hear, then please do not hesitate to destroy that like button. And to those individuals watching this for the first time, to hit that subscribe button. Thank you very much. Now, first thing first, let's jump into this Bitcoin dominant chart, because just like how we anticipated, Bitcoin dominance looks like heading towards the next area of confidence, which is going to be above 70%. And that was the reason why I pointed out that holding Bitcoin for the upcoming days will be more profitable than holding altcoins. And if you look at this Bitcoin dominant chart, after breaking this key line of resistance, this dominance is clearly heading here to the upside towards the next area of confidence, which will be above 70%. So what does this mean? Holding Bitcoin still looks more profitable than holding altcoins, not just only because of the dominant chart, even according to this falling wedge in a weekly time frame. We found out each and every time whenever the price in the past price action found support at this 50 exponential moving average, what happened after that? You can see each and every time whenever the price found support, a proper support of 50 exponential moving average, it resulted in a very bullish move. Same thing happened here. Price dropped around 77,000, tested the support from the 50 exponential, which resulted in a very nice bounce. So if this was the bottom, the test around 50 exponential moving average was the bottom, then you can see Bitcoin has not just only broken out from this 50 exponential support, but also from this falling wedge. And falling wedge is a bullish continuation pattern, and if this bullish continuation pattern continues, just like what I showed you here, Bitcoin is expected to head above 100,000 and also make a new all-time high. Yes, you heard that correctly, guys. There is a very high possibility of price heading above 100,000 and even nearing towards the new all-time high, because parallelly Bitcoin is also following this bump and run reversal bottom type of formation. And according to this bump and run reversal bottom, Bitcoin has already broken out of this falling trend line. This falling trend line was a very important line of resistance. In our case, we are above it. What does this mean? Just like what I showed you here, you can see Bitcoin looks like preparing itself for a continuation towards the top of this trend line, which will be our price objective. So this line here, the top of this falling trend line, will be looked as our upcoming target for Bitcoin, and this target also sits above 100,000. So in a weekly time frame, in a daily time frame, you can see Bitcoin has a very high possibility and also probability testing above 100,000, nearing to a new all-time high before choosing a direction. And even in a 4-hour time frame, you can see this is another bullish continuation pattern for Bitcoin. I mean, ascending triangle is a bullish continuation pattern after breaking out of the upper trend line, just like what happened here in an example. You can see after breaking out of this upper trend line, we started, just like I shown you an example, we started with a very nice move to the upside. So if this here is just a temporary weakness, temporary exhaustion before continuing with this uptrend in this manner, then you can see, guys, the price target from this ascending triangle also sits around 100,000, 100,000. So that's why I personally think 100,000 will be retested before we choose a direction. But what we are not allowed to forget, I have been saying this again and again in my videos, Bitcoin has started the month of May without touching any of these three trend lines, and we are aware in more than 90% of cases, price tests this support from the CPI trend line and only after that chooses a direction. So what I'm trying to pinpoint is that since the price of Bitcoin is heading higher, looks like heading towards this monthly arrow line, the first bullish target for the month of May without touching this trend line, we have to be careful, because if the price shows a continuation in this manner, heads towards this monthly R1 line, which is going to be above 100,000, then please be aware, after testing the R1 line, we could see a free fall, a price of Bitcoin falling towards this CPI trend line, and only after that continue with this actual bullish move. Two possibilities. First, we head towards this R1 line, then a free fall towards this May CPR 91,000, and only after that continuation of an uptrend. Or another scenario would be few sideways movement and then a free fall towards the CPI trend line first, and only after that we are going to head towards this monthly arrow line. But regardless of whichever scenarios plays out, you can see after testing the support around this May CPI line, we are expecting this uptrend to continue, because we know in the medium short term, if the price shows weakness, gets attracted towards the CPI trend line, you can see parallelly we will be also following this rising wedge. Rising wedge is a bearish continuation pattern, but in my opinion, this bearish continuation pattern will be just a temporary continuation. I mean, Bitcoin coming for a retest around 1991,000, liquidating the over leveraged longs, and then heading higher and following this actual continuation in this manner, because the price of Bitcoin for the month of May is expected to be bullish, and not just only because of that, but even because of this Williams alligator indicator. As we are aware, whenever we see green line appearing at the top, blue line at the bottom, what has happened here in the past price action? Whenever we have seen blue line at the bottom, green line at the top, the price of Bitcoin after that has turned very, very bullish. You can see each and every time whenever we have seen a proper crossover where green line started appearing at the top, blue line at the bottom, the price of Bitcoin after that has turned very, very bullish. And in our case, if you look at it carefully, this is also a clear bullish cross. So since the price of Bitcoin is following this bullish continuation pattern from this Williams alligator indicator, and it's sort of a pullback, what I showed you here, Bitcoin coming for a retest could be just a temporary pullback, because we are expecting this same trend line, which during downtrend acts as resistance, to act as support for Bitcoin, and price after that to continue with this uptrend. Yes, guys, yes, we are expecting the price of Bitcoin to continue with this uptrend, even if we see another continuation towards 91,000, because I showed you, if Bitcoin fakes out, heads towards this 91,000 to test the support from the CPI trend line, right? Test the support from the CPI trend line, test the support from this Williams alligator indicator. Parallelly, it will be also following this inverted head and shoulder type of formation, where we will be forming a right shoulder. A continuation towards 91,000 means we will be forming a right shoulder, and this entire scenario will play out as an inverted head and shoulder with price objective again above 100,000 and even a new all-time high. So looking into different time frame, looking into different scenarios, Bitcoin for the medium short term could show more sideways movement, even a pullback around 90 to 91,000, I mean around the CPI trend line, but that will be just a temporary pullback, and price after that is expected to show a move in this manner. So these were some of the quick update that I wanted to share with you in this video. If you enjoyed my vlog, then please guys, do not hesitate to destroy that like button, and to those individuals watching this for the first time, to hit that subscribe button. And by saying this, I'm signing out until next time. Bye bye.